Top 10 Splatoon maps. Number 10, Schellendorf Institute. So yesterday I went to see my sister at her school and we went out to this bar and literally out of nowhere, this absolute bitch-made guy shoves me. I was completely in shock over this. He is really lucky I didn't spill my drink because that would have been grounds for something worth throwing hands over. Come to find out later that this guy literally tried to get with my sister once, like a year ago, and she said no. So this bitch sees me with my literal sister and shoves me and then proceeds to keep staring at us for like 10 minutes. I'd like to point out that this guy is like literally like bald, like a really messed up bald too. Like he fucked up doing a buzz cut. Which takes us to our number 9 spot, Hammerhead Bridge. I actually just went to Florida a week ago and I was driving over a bridge and guess what I saw? I saw a dolphin. Dolphins are really cool. In case you have never heard of a dolphin before, dolphins are highly intelligent marine mammals that live in pods, communicate using complex clicks and whistles, and utilize echolocation to navigate. They are carnivorous, air-breathing mammals. They can swim over 20 miles per hour and sleep with only half their brains at a time to remain alert. Fun fact, there are a lot of gay dolphins. This is relevant because everyone who plays Splatoon is also a homosexual. So is it not impossible that there could be dolphins playing Splatoon? Which actually leads to a much deeper, more philosophical debate. Do you play Splatoon because you're a gay? Okay, hold on. Okay. Okay, I'm almost ready. Alright. I gotta lock in. Do you play Splatoon because you're a gay dolphin, or are you a gay dolphin because you play Splatoon? I tried so hard to get that out without a laugh. Number 8, Bone Rattle Arena. I put this one so low because she rattled on my bone till I arena. Number 7, Starfish Main Stage. Not much is known about the original tofu build of the game, but one that gets talked about even less is the Mario build of the game. We have one image of what this build actually looked like as compared to real gameplay of the tofu build. Lots of original concept art exists for the rabbit build as well, but as soon as you get to the Mario build, nothing. And I mean, they clearly got pretty far along with this build. We can see that Yoshi is covered in ink, which implies that there are less inked and more inked character models of Yoshi at minimum. We also have Mario with an ink tank, so even more than one playable character was finished. Judging by the fact that data breaches into Nintendo have become a much more common thing since 2020, I think we could at some point end up seeing more into what this build looks like one day. Because Lord knows Nintendo is never going to show this to us on their own, we might be waiting quite some time. Coming in at number 6, the DS from Mario Kart DS. This track has so much aura that it actually transcends series and earned the number 6 spot. The best balloon battle map of all time would be placing much higher if this were a Mario Kart video. However, due to the fact that this is unfortunately a Splatoon video, the DS from Mario Kart had to expend much of its power to break free from Mario Kart and transcend over to a Splatoon video, and it just didn't have enough stamina left over to claim a higher spot. Number 5, Hagglefish Market. This will serve as a divisive take among professional Splatoon players. However, I'd argue that being a professional Splatoon player is something I'd want to take with me to the grave. I want you to close your eyes and imagine a situation. You're on a date with an absolute 10 out of 10. The conversation's going well, you're both feeling something, and you've already started thinking about how much you're going to enjoy spending time with them in the future. And then, catastrophe strikes. They ask you the fatal question. What's the best thing about you? Boom. Your heart sinks. Your hands and feet get cold. Your head gets light. You scramble to think of a response that won't make you sound like a total loser, but it's too late. You've already sat silent for 10 seconds that feel like 10 minutes. You try to own who you are, desperately clinging to the idea that who you are makes you special. You say with a noticeably false sense of confidence, I'm a professional Splatoon player. Everything stops. People stop talking. Eyes start to move onto you. Someone even drops their glass on the floor. You hear the shatter. Your date looks at you, completely dumbfounded, silent, before abrupting into laughter. The laughs don't stop. They keep going. You feel yourself start to sink. The lightheadedness inverts into crushing weight as the public embarrassment crushes every fiber of your being. The room gets dark, while the last thing you hear before finally blacking out being the words,
Imagine being a professional Splatoon player, skull emoji, withered rose emoji.
Number 4, the Reef. Okay, so hear me out. What if instead of being called the Reef, it was actually called the 2017 Subaru Legacy 2.5i Premium, featuring the Subaru Starlink infotainment system, 17-inch aluminum alloy wheels, 175 horsepower and 174 pound-feet of torque, with an expected life of around 250,000 miles under proper maintenance. I think that would be much cooler. Number 3 and 2 is actually a bonus one since it's used in both Salmon Run and Turf War. It might have given it away, but it's the Grand Splatlands Bowl. In under a week's time, this place was invaded by salmonids, completely massacred, harvested for hundreds of their children, had their dead corpses we smeared into the pavement, cleaned up, then we had a silly little party on. Actually, I don't like how unsilly this entry is, so here's number 3 and 2 remastered. Numbers 3 and 2 is my mom's basement and my bedroom, since they were used in the making of this video. In under a week's time, I started writing the script, got bored and doom-scrolled Tinder for half an hour, remembered I was making this video, thought of a really good idea for a thumbnail, went back to making the script, debated if I wanted this to be a top 5 video because 5 more entries is a lot of work that I just don't want to do, wrote the best piece of pro Splatoon player slander the world has ever seen, then finally finished making the rest of the script. Before we get into the number 1 spot, it's 2:14 in the morning and I really want some Cheez-Its, so let's go get some. Forgot to put it in park first.
How's it going? Anything else today?
No, that's it.
All set. Have a good morning.
You too. Look at that. Look at that. Number 1, LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga Episode 2 Level 1 Discovery on Camino for the Nintendo DS. If you guys know me, you knew that this was always going to take the number 1 spot. This level features a comedic take on one of the most important moments in Star Wars Attack of the Clones, that being the discovery of the clone army on Camino. Some notable parts of this level include needing to deflect blaster turret shots back at them to proceed forward, booby-trapped platforming, and an incredible multi-phase boss battle against Jango Fett featuring the Slave 1 as an added threat to watch out for, with an ingenious system that allowed you to take control of R4-D4 to hack turrets around it to draw fire away from the ship. So that is the top 10 Splatoon maps of all time. Make sure to rate 10 stars. Wait, fuck, no, it's 5 stars. Make sure to rate 5 stars and gay dolphins in Splatoon.